everybody. This is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with another comic review. Before I get into that, quick reminder that Mighty Mascots number 10 triple size anniversary issue is up for pre-launch right now on Indiegogo. Sign up early and you get a beautiful 6x9 mini art print by artist John Mills. It's gorgeous. There's pictures of it on the pre-launch. This is going to be the 10th triple-sized issue of Mighty Mascots with 2 backup stories, 2 variant covers, and we have the Breakfast Brawler 3D printed figures, toys. It's going to be great. So it's going to be a great campaign. So check it out. We hope to launch mid or late October, and we hope to have you there. So check it out. All right, now moving on to our comic review. It's been a while since I've done a review. It feels like, well, I've been busy the last few weeks with a lot of lettering, which is why I had a couple of different episodes of the ICR bits up there. So I figured I'd take a few minutes and record a review because it's been a while. It's been like at least a month or so since my last comic review. And I've been dying to review this. This is Jonny Quest number 1. So let me get the credits here. So we get Jonny Quest number 1, published by Dynamite Comics. The writer on this is Joe Casey. The artist is Sebastian Perez. The colorist is Lorenzo Scaramalla. Letterer is Taylor Esposito. Main cover artist is Chad Hardin. And the editor is Matt Idelson. Jonny Quest created by Doug Wildey. That's great. I love that they gave credit to Doug. I mean, it's such a great series. I'm a big fan of the cartoon, so I was super excited when I saw that they were bringing this back into comic form. They did it a few years ago with DC Comics called Future Quest, and I enjoyed that for what it was, but it was also every one of the Hanna-Barbera's World of Super Adventure characters. So it's kind of cool that it's just getting back to the Jonny Quest core team, Johnny and Dr. Quest and Race and Haji and Bandit, so I'm happy about that. But let me read you a synopsis of number 1 from the Dynamite website. So I do not like to spoil books if possible. I just give you like a general idea of what they're about. Get ready to climb aboard the Sea Quest and embark for adventure once more. Legendary boy explorer Jonny Quest is back, along with his intrepid scientist dad, Dr. Benton Quest, bodyguard Race Bannon, and adopted brother Haji, and all the rest of the beloved cast from the classic animated series. Launching out of its 0-issue prelude story in Dynamite's 2024 Free Comic Book Day release, this action-packed new title begins where the show left off in 1964. But things quickly take a turn for the uncanny as the team returns from an experiment at sea to find that their home base in Palm Key, and they discover that the once familiar landscape is now strangely, disquietingly different. Superstar writer Joe Casey and powerhouse artist Sebastian Perez join together to bring you the brand new tales of Jonny Quest and the Quest team that the world has been waiting for, all enhanced by fully frameable covers from Chad Hardin, Jay Lee, June Chung, Tom Rainey, Bob Layton, and Richard Pace. Yeah, I gotta mention the covers real quick. They are very frameable. I gotta say, I only buy one because I don't get into the cover games. I very rarely buy more than one copy of a comic, especially with the prices that they are nowadays. But I gotta admit, the covers for the Jonny Quest number 1 are really good. I mean, they made like, God, I'm counting at least 20 something covers, but a lot of them are like black and white, virgin art. And then, so there's basically about 6, probably regular covers with different art, and they all look great. I mean, honestly, you could frame any of them as a poster, especially if you love Jonny Quest. So I would recommend it. The A cover usually ends up being the best cover usually. Although Jay Lee's cover is really good this month too, and it's usually the B cover. So, but yeah, so check those out. I'll probably have them in this video flashing by as I talk. So, all right. So yeah, but I to get into the story a little bit, I did really like it. I thought it was a great choice to have Jonny Quest and crew pick up right from where their old adventures started back in 1964. There seems to be in the issue, and this is revealed early on, so it's not too much of a spoiler, but there seems to be a time element involved in this first issue. So my guess is they're probably going to bring the characters into modern time at some point, although I would prefer if they left them in 1964. I mean, I would rather that, but I guess it might be interesting to see what they're like in the future too. Or maybe it's just a temporary thing. Maybe they go back to the regular time after or something like that. But I kind of hope if they do the time travel thing, that they still kind of incorporate some of the stuff I love about the Jonny Quest cartoon, like such as reoccurring villain like Dr. Zinn. I'd love to see him part of this. And also Jade, who was in a couple episodes, which was Race Bannon's like ex-lover, but she was also part of like a spy organization or something like that. And yeah, she was always cool when she appeared in the cartoon. So it was only a couple times though, from what I remember. But I hope if they do the future, they do bring that stuff in. I would love to see a version of that. And but yeah, no, overall, I loved it. And I think Joe Casey was the writer on this. He was a great choice. I'm not sure if you guys know. I mean, Joe Casey had been writing comics for at least 20 years plus. I think so worked for Marvel, DC, worked for all. He does his own projects at Image. And he seems to just pick and choose what he wants to do now. But he was also part of the Man of Action cartoon producers, I guess. And they made like cartoons like Ben 10 and Generator Rex. And I think they were involved in the Secret Saturdays as well. But those cartoons were so heavily inspired by Hanna-Barbera's World of Super Adventure and all the old school, like Jonny Quest. I mean, obviously, I think Ben 10 is very inspired by Jonny Quest. And so I think like having him as one of the writers on those cartoons is a perfect choice for this or any of the Man of Action team. So yeah, great idea. And I feel the passion for the character through the pages. So, and the artwork is great. The Sebastian Perez, I've never seen his artwork before, but it blurs the lines between like realistic comic art but that animation style, which was kind of Jonny Quest. It looked very different from most of Hanna-Barbera's stuff. So it felt like the audience for that was like more adult. But yeah, no, I think it's a great team. And so far, I've only read the number one in the free comic book day, but I enjoyed both of them. And I'm in for this. I put it on my sub. I'll be getting this right to the end. It's as long as they produce it. I also love that. I mean, I got to thank the Energon universe for inspiring all, because that was such a huge hit in the comic world. It's inspired like Dynamite and all these other publishers to bring back old school Saturday morning cartoon properties, especially Dynamite. Dynamite's been doing a lot. Like, let me see. They have Thundercats now. They have Space Ghost, which both are excellent. They're also going to be doing Herculoids, which I'm really excited for. And that's going to be done by a couple of local artists, creators around here, like Craig Russo and a writer, Tom Snagowski, who I just met recently. Such a sweet guy. And I'm looking forward to that book. Excited for that as much as I was for this. So I can't wait for that to come out. They're going to be doing Ben 10, which is kind of cool. I wonder if Joe Casey will be writing that. And they got some other ones. They're going to do Blue Falcon and Dynamite, I believe, which I might get. I like that cartoon okay. And I think they're doing... There's a couple more, like some I don't care about, like they're doing Captain Planet. Surprised they didn't do Silverhawks. I feel like that one would go with their Thundercats book, But yeah, no, I love it. And then there's some other companies like Mad Cave has Defenders of the Earth, and I think they have Gotcha Man, which was Battle of the Planets back in the 70s, things like that. So as an adult who loves that stuff growing up, the nostalgia is heavy for me right now, and heavy on my wallet too, because I'm buying all these titles. So I love it. And the quality is awesome. Like, they are taking a lot of care into what the property was, but also kind of tweaking it and modernizing it without losing what made it great. Especially Space Ghost, which I reviewed. I'll link that at the end of the video for you to check out. I reviewed that a while ago, and that was really good. And it kind of gives you like a background to Space Ghost. Takes what was there, does not lose the action adventure, and then gives you a little more depth into the characters, which I think is great, you know. So yeah, so overall, my final thoughts on this: I loved Jonny Quest #1. I recommend it for you. I can't wait to see where it's gonna go. And if you were a fan of this cartoon at all, or if you even liked Future Quest that DC did a few years ago, check this out. I think you'll love it. I think they're doing a great job with it. Another thing, so it is a little pricey. It is $5 cover price, $4.99. The page count is 32, but I think only about that, maybe about 26 of that might be story. The rest are ads and things like that. It might even just be 24 pages. And yeah, so it's, you know, standard. I hate that it's a standard price now. That was one thing I would hope, if Dynamite, if anyone's listening that's doing these old Saturday morning properties as new comics, and I would love it if you guys found a way to do, like, I don't know, like newsprint versions, or even like get like a nice pocket book that you could put into Barnes and Nobles, into like the all ages section, because these cartoons, I mean, they come from the past, but I think kids today would love them because their characters are so good and timeless that I think this younger generation would love it. But if you could take like the first 5 issues of Jonny Quest or something, or whatever the first story arc is, put it in one of those pocket books and put it in Barnes and Noble, and try to get like another generation of kids into Jonny Quest or even Space Ghost. I mean, those kids would love these characters, I think, you know. So just a thought out there for you guys that are watching or listening to this review. And I'm glad I'm getting back to them. It's been a while since I've done a review on these comics, and I got to get back to it. I know it's been usually when I'm busy, like I said, I'll put up ICR bits to cover, just to have something to release. And those are good too. Those are clips from our live streams that, you know, I try to find interesting bits, you know, and put them up there. But yeah, join us every other week. We are doing live streams with creators. They're a lot of fun. We have a great time with them, and we try to talk comics. We talk shop. We get into philosophy of comics, and then just have a good time. Sometimes we go off on a tangent, especially if Harry loves to bring us to the Incredible Hulk TV series almost every time. I don't know how it happens, but it does. But yeah, so check it out. Thank you guys for watching this. Like, subscribe, share if anyone you think would like these reviews. All right, everybody, have a great week. Most importantly, read some comics, and we will talk to you later. Bye.